anybody can be a content creator. Anybody can be a streamer. The barrier of entry is like next to nothing. I mean, as long as you have working internet, you know, and something to play games off of or whatever, like you can do, you know, you can do this. I also tell people that if you have an opinion, you have content. When you're in those situations where you're streaming to nobody and it's kind of annoying because you don't have nobody to talk to, which is the case with me many times, I think the best thing to really do is just to narrate what you're doing. I think that's just the best thing. Like, whatever you're thinking about in the game, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna open this chest, I'm gonna go over to this objective, I'm gonna do this side mission. All of these things you're thinking about, you just basically talk about, you just verbalize it. I've seen other content creators do the same thing because I've been studying a lot of other content creators and seeing, okay, like what may work for me, because I'm not a wild and crazy dude. I'm not like, I feel when I watch some of those people when they do those extreme reactions, that shit looks fake as fuck. It just looks mad cringy. It don't look real. I'm not about that. If something's funny, I'll laugh. You know what I'm saying? If something, like if I legitimately get hyped, you're gonna know it. But I see a lot of people on Twitch and YouTube, it's like I can see like it's all staged. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess maybe their audience loves it, but I'm not a fan of that shit. It just, I don't like fake nonsense. I'm just not, I've never been that dude. Like if I feel you're fake, I'm probably not gonna deal with you. So that's why, like, if I'm watching other content creators, I don't need the fake hype. I don't need the, oh my God, chat, look, it's the greatest thing ever in the fucking world. Like, get the fuck out of here. We know you probably seen this shit 20 million times and you're just acting out. And then the thing that kills me is like they're constantly, I can see their eyes constantly looking at chat to see if they're getting this. Like, it's all fake. But unfortunately, I guess that's what, you know, that's what people like to see. So I guess my path will be much slower, but that's fine. I'd much rather grow organically than grow and have a bunch of fake moments. But 100% I feel that if you're starting out and you're streaming, you know, I think the best thing to do really is just to kind of just narrate what you're doing. It's going to be awkward to say, you know, to have a conversation with yourself. And I think that's what a lot of times people feel like if they're going to be streaming and they're like, well, I ain't got nobody in my chat to talk to. I don't feel like talking to myself. And it's like, you know, you're not having like a, hey, how was your morning? My morning was great. How was yours? It was fine. Yeah, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Ha ha ha. Oh, did you? Like, you know, if you want to be funny and create your own skit, sure. But realistically, over the time, I think it's best just to narrate what you're doing. Of course, I feel some games are easier to stream than others. Like if you're playing a fighting game or like something fast paced, like a Call of Duty, I feel that can be a little bit easier in some respects, especially when you're doing your own narration. When it does come to like editing and stuff like that, I use CapCut, and I've been using CapCut for a while, and I've watched several tutorials on it, and so it's been helping me out a lot. It's definitely been helping me out a lot. And it's not that complicated. And I think in some respects, when you learn one, you kind of know them all. I mean, there's a few other little, like, you know, knick-knacky differences and pluses and minuses to them. But for the most part, I think that, I think they're pretty much, you know, they're pretty much similar. But CapCut is free, so that's another thing. That's another reason why I like it. I think at this point, since I guess I can call myself a content creator now, there really is no excuse for me to not play every fucking thing under the sun. I think there's no excuse. You know, I think I've built up a decent little audience for myself. And that's the thing, when you're a content creator, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of your personal time, if you're serious about it. Because for me, this is not a hobby. This is my thing. Different people, they grow at different speeds. Depends on what game you're playing. It depends on if people like you or whatever. It depends on a whole lot of shit. But I do find it a little easier to just go live on Twitch, play whatever game, and then I can just kind of export it to YouTube, and that's where you guys could probably see it as a regular video. And that's what I've seen a lot of larger YouTubers do. They'll have their Let's Plays, and then so I started doing like all like investigation, like how do they do this shit? All right, let me give you an example. If I'm watching somebody like Cole Carnage, which he's like a very big YouTuber, does a lot of variety gaming and shit like that. Right now, he's been streaming a lot of this Tainted Grail. It's like kind of like a game like Elder Scrolls. It's a pretty good game actually. And so he's been streaming that game a lot. So I would see his upload on my YouTube, and it'll say like, oh, let's say if it was a day like yesterday, I can go to his Twitch channel and I would find, all right, let me try to explain this, because it's a method to my madness. So let's say if I click on the video that he did for Tainted Grail yesterday, which would be January 11th, I would see how did that episode start? Like, what was he saying? What was he wearing? Right? So then I would go to his Twitch and I would find which stream did that video come from, and I would look to see how much editing he did, or did he just post the full stream to YouTube? So I look at things like that because, you know, as a rookie in this, I want to see how the process is done with larger channels to see, okay, what are they doing and what can I take from this that might benefit me? Because you do have sometimes people, they'll just play the game off stream and then they'll upload it to YouTube in segments, and that's their Let's Play. Whereas other people, they're streaming it on Twitch, and then once the Twitch stream ends, all they do is they export it directly out to YouTube and done. They might add like they'll add like a thumbnail and they'll change the title, but that's it. Or they'll chop it up, and that's where you have like the Let's Play episode 1, episode 2, but all of that was one big stream that they did on Twitch. So for somebody like me, I was like, so this is how they fucking do this shit. Like, it was like this big like discovery for me. And I've been looking at other channels, very large, medium, smaller channels, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what they're doing. Okay. Because sometimes they'll like, let's say if they did a 3-hour stream on I don't know, Ghost of Tsushima. In that 3-hour stream, you know, they'll have those points where they're talking to the chat or whatever. Well, by the time you see it on YouTube, they would have cut that out. Or sometimes they do leave it in, sometimes. But I've seen other creators, they'll cut that out. And then if it's like, maybe if they died too often, they'll cut that out. So I've been seeing a lot of like ways on how they do shit. And it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.